Most coaching is BS. The coach sits across from a client who paid good money, and then what happens? The coach nods their head, they toss out some nice words, they scribble a few notes, the client feels good for about 10 minutes, and the coach charges the credit card so they can schedule another session of absolutely nothing. Everything stays exactly the same for the client. Here's why. The coaching's either too soft, too stiff, or just too damn generic. So let me explain. Too soft. You get caught up in a kumbaya hug fest, nodding and smiling like you've discovered the secret to happiness. Too stiff. Marching clients through your precious checklist, never veering an inch off the road. Or too generic. Spouting fortune cookie wisdom, follow your dreams, or believe in yourself. Sounds deep, but means nothing to the client. I've been a coach 25 years. I've seen this same tired dance over and over again. Coaches wasting hours pretending to help. Clients pretending they're getting somewhere. Meanwhile, life is slipping by, but there's a better way. There are 3 essential steps that actually do something, and each step brings you closer to a complete diagnosis of your client. Now, what's diagnosis? It's finding out what's really going on beneath your client's polite stories. You can also drop me a line below and I'll send you my Power Diagnostic Questions cheat sheet that shows you the exact questions to ask so you can crack even your toughest clients wide open live in your next session. Every session really has to start with diagnosis, because if you don't have that, the rest is worthless. Your coaching clients, they're gonna come to your sessions with a neat little script. Here's my goals, here's my problems, here's my dreams. It's all a lie. Okay, mostly a lie, but give me some rope here. It's the same kind of lie that they've told every therapist, every spouse, every stranger in a bar. It's the way they present themselves to the world. Here's a softer way to say it. What your client is telling you is only the surface. Diagnosis, that's your scalpel. Diagnosis, as a process, cuts through the BS and exposes the guts. Need a less gory metaphor? Think of it like an X-ray for your client's life. Diagnosis shows what's happening beneath the surface. Diagnosis is how you uncover the real story beneath the story. Now, there are 2 big diagnosis questions you've got to answer. What does my client really want? And what's preventing them from getting it? Here's how to do that. Step 1, you're actually going to ask about those 2 things. I call these the 2 master questions, and then you're going to listen to the answers. You're going to ask, what do you want? And then what prevents you from getting it? In so many words. Figure the answers to those 2 questions out, you're halfway to a breakthrough already. Step 2, then you're going to clarify with further questions like, okay, what about that specifically? What's the real problem? How would you know that changed? And there's lots of other follow-up questions. We don't have time to cover them in this video. But then, once you deeply understand what your client truly wants and what's preventing them from getting that, internally and externally, you want to reflect your understanding back to the client for clarity, saying things like, hey, my understanding is, hey, let me make sure I get what you're saying. So what you're saying is, and then tag it with a confirmation question like, am I missing anything? Do I have that right? Is that accurate? Is it correct? Step 2 is all about confirmation, validation, and clarification. It's a really critical step that most coaches miss, and so they think they got the answer when they really just scratched the surface of a story that the client shared with them. Finally, step 3, you want to spot your client's orchestrating mindsets by digging into your client's beliefs and values. So questions that discover belief systems might be, how do you know that's true? What do you believe about whatever it is that you guys are talking about? Why aren't you taking action? And any other why question will usually lead you on the path to what your client believes. Values questions could be, what do you value most? What matters to you more than anything else in this area? Hey, if you had to choose between this and that, which would you pick? These are all evaluation and value questions to help understand their priorities and their emotional drives. Bottom line, after each step in this diagnosis question process, you reflect back what you've learned and you verify it. If you want my cheat sheet with the best diagnosis questions that really peel the skin off and get to the bone, just drop me a line below and I'll send it over. But fair warning, if you use these questions, you can't hide anymore, and neither can your client. They'll have to get real about their gremlins, and you'll have to be a real coach.